Two hurricane smackdowns in less than a year caused G to shell out roughly $50 million in wake of Matthew and Irma, but G officials said Wednesday the costly restoration and cleanup won't trigger an increase in electric rates. G's cost after Matthew in October was about $20 million. The expense for Irma will be even higher at about $30 million, but in both cases, utility administrators expect insurance coverage and the Federal Emergency Management Agency will reimburse the vast majority of the cost. The G board got a post-storm briefing Tuesday during a session that featured an appearance by Mayor Lenny Curry. Curry praised the utility's restoration of power to 284,000 customers who lost electricity during Irma's whiplash winds and high-water flooding. That said, we can always do better, Curry said. He called on G to drill down into how it communicates individually with customers so they will get the most accurate, up-to-date information possible. He said he heard reports of customers who got notified by G that power was restored, only to head home and find that it hadn't happened yet. "We'll certainly take your comments to heart," G board chairman Alan Howard told Curry. "We will hold management accountable for those information lapses in communication to our customers and make sure we do a better job next time." Howard said the utility also will examine ways to reduce the number of power failures caused by falling trees and limbs. "Jacksonville is a beautiful city in no small part because of our tree canopy," Howard said after the meeting. "We all enjoy driving down tree-lined streets, but that comes with a price in high-wind situations." Howard said the assessment also will look at whether it makes sense to bury more power lines in existing neighborhoods where overhead lines get whacked by tree debris. He said moving lines underground is a very expensive proposition, and it carries its own risk of damage from flooding as we saw from Hurricane Irma. A third focus will be reducing sewer spills, which were caused at sewer lift stations that either lost power or experienced severe flooding. G ramped up its use of backup generators at the lift stations after sewer spills during Matthew. Howard said even a single spill is one too many, and G will look at ways to deploy more generators in the future. After Hurricane Matthew hit last year, Florida Power Light won regulatory approval for a 12-month hurricane recovery surcharge that equates to $3.36 tacked onto the bill for a customer using 1,000 kilowatt-hours per month. The surcharge covers the investor and utility's cost of restoring power after Matthew and replenishing its storm reserve fund. G Chief Executive Officer Paul McElroy said there isn't any need to raise G rates. He said the utility has a financial cushion that allows it to pay for storm recovery while waiting for FEMA reimbursement and payment of claims through insurance coverage. One difference between a city-owned utility like G and an investor-owned utility like FPL is G is able to seek FEMA reimbursements for costs associated with storm recovery. The $30 million estimate for Irma captures a wide variety of expenses, including bringing hundreds of utility workers from outside Florida as part of mutual aid agreements G has with other utilities during emergencies. For instance, G used 12 hotels to book about 9,200 room nights for workers. G board meetings typically are heavy with PowerPoint presentations and charts, but the board also heard about a G employee who showed up for work even after a tree crashed through a roof, and another employee who worked after losing everything in roof-high flooding. At the end of the board meeting, McElroy had to pause and compose himself as he summed up the response. "Sometimes we get focused and obsessed on an outage map and a piece of data," McElroy said. "This was real people and real lives on both sides.